was a cat named Smokey, and he was a spy. This is a story about Smokey's life. It started like this. Smokey was a gray-colored cat. He lived in a blackberry bush with no wife and kids, but the only people he liked to spy on was a family of raccoons that liked to steal the food off of the plants in the yard of the house across the street. Smokey tried to catch the raccoons, but he wasn't having much luck. Then one day, a cat named Buttercup came into town and became Smokey's agent partner. Smokey worked in the night, so everybody called him Midnight, and Buttercup worked in the day, but she only worked once every 2 to 3 weeks. Then things got bad. Since the raccoons worked in the evening and they knew Smokey worked in the night, they sent an army of mice to spy on Smokey, while hoping he would not find the army. But unfortunately for them, he found them and ate them all except for one, which he left for a bird to eat. But the bird just attacked and made him all bloody. Chapter 2. Alex the Agent. Alex was an agent that really liked cats. After the attack, Smokey and Buttercup found out. No. Sorry, I skipped a page. That the mice were only puppets to lure them into a trap. And even later in the day, Agent Alex saw the puppet mouse with red cotton on it to look like blood and felt a highly pleasant feeling inside his stomach and wanted to meet the cat that did it and award them highly. Meanwhile, back of the blackberry bushes, Buttercup was packing away all her belongings. Why are you packing? Asked Smokey. I need to go somewhere else in town to fight an evil trick squirrel. And with that word, she left. A few weeks later, a new cat came to town, and his name was Wildcat because he was a wild cat. But in a few months, even Wildcat left, and Smokey was left alone for 1 human year and 7 cat years. During that time, the raccoon left the street and a new villain came into town. That was a squirrel that was able to climb up the post in Agent Alex's yard and eat the bird's suet. A few human months later, Smokey was crossing the street that led to his back door when suddenly Agent Alex's car pulled up and would have crushed Smokey if he didn't dash as fast as he could across the street to safety. Even later in that time, Smokey got a new enemy, which was a gang of Chihuahuas that was a friend to Agent Alex, but an enemy to Smokey. But in time, the Chihuahuas left, and just before Smokey's lone stretch ended, Smokey was going into his house when he suddenly saw Agent Alex coming out of his house, walking towards Smokey. Smokey suddenly started dashing towards his house as fast as he could. But Agent Alex spoke "come back" in cat language. And Smokey thought, if he can speak cat language, he's on my side. After that, things changed. Chapter 3. New Cats, Good and Bad. A few weeks later, Wildcat came back, and for the first time, Smokey noticed the white rings around his feet. So they decided to call him Collar White. Sorry I was gone so long, said Collar White. I was trying to be an agent because when I saw you were one, it made me interested in them, and now I am a better agent than you could imagine. Then you're hired, said Smokey. On Collar White's first day on the job, the first thing he did was spy on Agent Alex because he thought Alex was evil. But when he told Smokey about it, Smokey was definitely not happy. You blindy, screamed Smokey. You can't even tell the difference of a good guy to a bad guy. Can you tell the difference? Asked Collar White. Of course I can, said Smokey. During my time as an agent, I learned that all the bad guys have raccoon tails, and all the good guys don't, said Smokey. Oh, said Collar White. Now I get it. But just one thing, said Collar White. That squirrel that your enemy doesn't have. One, said Collar White. That's because the squirrel does not work for the raccoon, said Smokey. Some days later, Smokey was walking in his front yard when he suddenly remembered something. He quickly dashed toward Agent Alex's car, started trying to climb up it, whispering to himself, I think I left my agent catnip out here. But when he finally got up there, his catnip was not there, so he went back down into his house. A few days later, Smokey was walking in his yard when he suddenly saw a cat with a raccoon tail. Must be on the raccoon side, said Smokey. Then he walked into the night. Chapter cut. Cat fight.